Well, good morning, people. This is going to be the first video and hopefully a couple video series of canine trapping in Maine. What we got today is today's September 22nd. We got about 3 weeks until coyote trapping starts up here. I believe it's like October 16th this year. So just getting all my steel ready right here. I got all my crunch-proof swivels over there. Don't mind the pink hammer. I got my pliers, my screwdrivers. I got some traps I'm working on. My bolt cutters, my vice grips. More hammers, a drill bit. And, well, this is basically the chain setup I run on all my traps. All it is just number 2 or bigger chain, straight link, no import. And I run it off the center swivel, Maine state law. And I have my 3 points of swivel, Maine state law. I like to have a base plate, but I slacked on that and just drilled a hole through here and ran a J-hook. That works. But once I get these all cut and put together and stuff, then I will go put them in vinegar. I don't like the stock chains on these Dukes. I mean, this is the stock chain on them Dukes. This is a crunch-proof swivel. Mighty big difference there. J-hook, 6 gauge versus the Duke swivels. I mean, I like my Duke traps. This is a Duke number 3. I really like my Duke traps. I prefer the number 4s for coyote, but I got these in a pretty decent trade, so I can't really complain. If I don't like them, then I'll just take them and sell them or throw them on the otter and beaver line. But, yep. So, what we're looking at here, this is the bucket that has vinegar and water in it. I do 1 gallon of vinegar to 2 to 3 gallons of water. And what that does is it produces a type acid that's going to strip all the old wax and all the old dye off these traps. And that way when I go to redo them, I ain't putting more excessive wax than I need to. This is how I store my traps right here. All it is just a cheapo tote. I believe it's like a 20-gallon tote. All my traps go in here. My gloves aren't normally in here, but these are my setting gloves. I always like to have leather palms, at least, if not complete leather. And there's my traps. I mean, I'm a square jaw person, and then you got that one little MB450 there. And, these are mostly all Bridget number 2. Those are Bridget number 2 Douglases. That's a Montgomery right there, yeah. That's another Montgomery. The laminated one's a Bridget number 3. The other 2 square jaws are Duke number 2, or Duke number 4, excuse me. And then that little one right there is a 1.65 Bridger. And what else I got going here is these right over here, just getting all my traps sorted out and everything. I am mostly a square jaw person. Nothing's been done to these, so I can handle them without gloves on, but, I mean, standard stuff. This one, as you can tell, caught a coyote last year, and she destroyed the crap out of that trap. Chewed it all to pieces, bent up the dog. I had to replace one of the swivels. Yep. Just Bridget number 2, Duke number 4. I've said it before. I prefer the number 4s over the 2s, but I got them and I'll run them. I mean, Bridger 1.75s. And I mean, I got some old Victor 175 professionals that I run, but not a whole lot of them. I believe this year I am running about 40 canine traps. I decreased some of my line this year just for the sake that I have a new job and stuff, so I can't run as much steel as I used to. But I'm definitely going to hit the coyotes as hard as I can this year, because up here in Maine we had a pretty decent drought this year. In the last probably 2 months, we've only gotten maybe 2 inches of rain. I have beaver bog holes that are dry, 3 feet of water, done. It's I don't know. I'm figuring the water harvest is going to be very much down this year. It's not looking good, people. We are starting to get a little bit of colder weather. The leaves are starting to turn, as you can see over there. It's not drastic, but it's coming, people. This morning I'm sitting out here. It's about 30, probably 39, 40 degrees out here. About 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's decent. Tomorrow we're supposed to hit, I think, 57 or 56 for the daytime high. Potentially our first frost tomorrow night, which will be very much welcomed. Get some of this greenery killed down here. But what I'm going to do is just show you what I'm doing on these. So first off, I'm going to take my screwdriver, just a simple flathead screwdriver, just like that, and you're going to put it right in there, and you're going to torque it open, just like that. See how easily that opened? In my opinion, they shouldn't open that easily. That chain comes off, that chain. I throw that away, or I don't throw it away. All I do is I take these swivels, I open up that J-hook, pop that J-hook out, and then I will take this, open this up, and put it around like a 220 or something, and then I'll close it back up, square up the holes with a vice grip, put that back in there, and I'll reuse that. But that's how I go about that. You can open up the J-hooks however you like. I just don't see any money on spending it. I don't see any sense in spending money on something I don't have to. So, you see that J-hook right there. All I do is I just take that screwdriver, put it in there, give her a good solid twist. That should open it enough that you can just slide it right out of there. Just like that. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is, if you can see, there's already a hole right here. That's where the drill bit comes in. All I do is just drill that out. That'll take forever. For the most part. I wish I had a drill press, but I don't. And then all I'm going to do is just take the J-hook, one of these big ones, and I'm going to come down, push this pan up, just like that, and this J-hook's going to come right through there and sit sort of like that in there. And then my chain and stuff will go on there. It's pretty basic stuff when you think about it. But for you new people that don't really understand, there you go. Now, the other thing that I'm doing this year is trying out cover holes. I picked up some cover holes from Old Goose Decoy. I picked up some cover holes from the trapping convention this year. Yes, the shed is a mess. You guys have never been in here. But this is the little old trap shed. I got my hooks and my storage, my colony traps, my stretches, my snares. You know, this is my trap storage right here, good old 330s. But these are cover holes. What these are buckwheat holes. They got a natural wax on them. Put them in your set. This is supposed to not freeze down. Another thing I did this year was I picked up some new cat steel. These are Sleepy Creek No. 4 double long springs. I was not impressed with the factory swivel, so naturally I replaced them with the crunch proofs. When I was at the convention, I also got some good old backbreaker. I mean, this Fatal Attraction, I've had that for years and never caught anything but skunks on it. And trying out I made up some new baits this year that I will be running on the canine line. This is my bait making area. This right here is I call my Last Supper bait. I've been running that for a couple years. The thing is, I make most all my baits myself. I don't really fall into the whole gimmick that you gotta have this fancy crap. I mean, it works for me, and I'm starting to distribute it across the state of Maine. This year at the convention, I did a canine trapping demo at the Maine Trappers Association Windsor convention, and that turned out pretty well, and I got some baits and lures and stuff all across the state. For any of you Maine guys or anybody that knows anything, just to tell you how far and spread out I am, I got some up in Caribou, and I got some as far down as Kennebunkport. So I'm all over the state for you Maine guys that understand that. And all I'm doing is just bottling it up for these. These are my samples, and these are just other stuff. My 1 ounce lures for my, this is called Suo lure. It's kind of rank, but bobcats and coyotes, they like it, so whatever works. So this is probably going to be about it. There ain't much more I can touch up on. I will probably get back to you guys in another week or so with another update. That'll probably include me starting to do some pre-baiting and dyeing and waxing. I got to go through all my traps over there and get them all done up in the vinegar and get them stripped down. It takes about 2 days in that vinegar solution. Excuse me. And it works real well. I mean, you go from that nice blackness to strip down to bare steel mighty quick, and that's eating wax. They sell all these fancy wax be gone things. I mean, that's just straight vinegar and water. Vinegar is like $3 a gallon in the store. So instead of paying $8 or $9 for that wax be gone stuff that Blackie sells, you can do it pretty simply and cheaply that way. But I'm getting there. And hopefully this year I'm going to bring you some more online footage. I got me a new phone, which I can do lots of things that I could not do before. Like, now y'all can see that target down there. And now you're right back with me. Yep, my phone's got a zoom on it. Y'all can probably read the label on that can now. Now you can't. That's pretty mint right there, in my opinion. But right out here, this is where a lot of the magic happens. Excuse me again. Fall allergies are coming in, but so yep, that's about all we got for this part 1. Hopefully you'll join me in part 2 and the rest of the season, where we're starting to get there, boys and girls. And she's going to be a good one, I think. She's getting mighty cold, mighty fast. Alright. Until I talk to y'all again, have a good one.